What's up, Shady Sports Network? I'm back here with a very exciting interview. I'm here with Mr. EJ Burgess, running back for the Green Bay Blizzard. EJ, how you doing today, big dog?
Man, I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Really excited to have you on. So kind of diving right in here. You just signed with the Green Bay Blizzard. That's a huge opportunity in the IFL. What made you pick the IFL over European opportunities?
Oh, really? It came about. Green Bay hit me up out of nowhere. I kind of was almost on the verge of stopping playing, so it was really close. I had got missed out opportunities in the NFL and the XFL and the USFL. So I was like, man, it's getting opportunities are getting thin. They hit me up. They offered me opportunity, and I stayed ready. I was working out. I was getting after it with trainers and stuff like that. And I knew as soon as they sent me the contract, I signed it. I was like, man, I'm ready to go. Let's get after it.
That's great to hear.
Yeah. Talk about, having we know each other just a little bit, having a father figure that's very, very, what would you say? How do you say it? Very disciplined father. How does he molded you into what you are today, going from as an early age until now?
Oh, yeah. So my dad, he had a big influence in my life. Like Devion said, he was very disciplined. He was in the military. He was a Coast Guard guy, served 20 years. So he always made sure I was in line, made sure I was handling my business, make sure I was ready to go. And he was always tough on me. He was a company commander. So, when it comes to coaches, it was never something that coach would tell me where it would discourage me, because I was I already know what I got to do. And I had high expectations for myself, because my father always had high expectations for me. For sure.
Talk about going from high school, being in a 5A/6A. How would you say it was from the coaching standpoint into, going into college, where you went into maybe 3 to 4 colleges? I can't remember. Tell us a little bit about that process and that transition.
So going from Pearland, me and Devion went to Pearland together. For people who don't know that. Going from Pearland to another college, it wasn't that much of a transition for me, to be honest. We worked hard, we got after every day. Really, I would say college a little bit, I'm not gonna say easier, but it was kind of similar in a sense, because Texas football, it's probably the top of the line, best of the best, and then you go to college, it's kind of a mixture of everybody. So it's not really a drop off there. And I went to Central Arkansas. That was FCS. I went to ASA Miami, and then I went to Franklin Pierce. All three of them, it wasn't much of a difference from Texas high school.
Yeah, and you could say the school we went to kind of prepared us for college a little bit earlier than we expected.
Oh yeah, most definitely, 100%. Go ahead, Chris.
So, one thing I really noticed about your background, like Deep said about you, your father being in the military, you're a teacher. So when you told me that, I was like, man, I'm a high school kid. That's awesome that you got out there and got the teaching opportunity. Talk about that experience.
That experience for me, it's been pretty cool. I never thought that I'd be a teacher. I really did it for the coaching aspect. But the school I signed up for, they don't even have football. We have football clubs, so I help out in that area. But teaching, it's been pretty cool. I get to know, experience different things I never experienced before, having to explain things to people. Because I've always been a football player. I've always listened, understood, and just made things happen. I never had to go out there and teach somebody something. So I guess it's getting me ready for when I want to take my next step to start coaching. And so I'm with high schools right now, so it's a little difficult to get them to understand and to listen. But it's a work in progress for me. It's definitely fun though.
Without a doubt.
Talk about transferring to 3 colleges. I want to go back to that. The perseverance that allowed you to, continue with the game here today and still with that same goal in mind to where you want to get. What has allowed you to, keep that mental attitude that keep going, basically?
So transferring to all those colleges, I'm gonna be straight up. There was times where I wanted to give up and I just wanted to stop playing, because the stuff that I went through, I didn't get cut from Central Arkansas, but they told me basically that I was gonna sit out fall camp. So that hurt my feelings a little bit, because I had been working really hard to get up there. and to get my opportunity, get my shot. And then for them to tell me that, it kind of degraded me a little bit. So I decided to go junior college from there, and I went JUCO. I ended up not getting the offers I wanted, and that was another discouraging factor in my career. And then when I went to Franklin Pierce, COVID hit, and it was tough. A lot of teams were still playing. We missed the whole season. We weren't even at the school for a minute. And then, so yeah, that was tough, but I always wanted to keep on going. I always trusted in God. I knew He had a plan for me. And just like following in His word and just making sure I was like doing what I had to do, it just definitely had some type of effect on me and allowed me to keep on going.
Okay, Chris.
So, obviously you and D played high school football together. Kind of going back to your high school days, you played on a team, with a stacked team, right? You had Deeb, you had Kyron Jones, you had a lot of ball players on that team. How did you kind of utilize the people around you to help elevate yourself? You know what I mean? Like work with them and watch them do their thing.
Man, it was awesome going to Pearland. There's a lot of guys that went there that are playing at high level football, and they got to play high level college football. We really had a squad if you think about it, but I think about those days like pretty fondly because those were some of my better days playing football, and a lot of those guys still my friends to this day. I grew up with those guys. You know what I mean? We always were hanging out, always at the rec center, going to parties and stuff like that, just chilling. So being able to have a bunch of guys that are on the same level of you as football wise, and some even better, it was fun to have that team and be able to compete. I mean, we ain't get no state titles. We should have, but yeah, we definitely got an impact.
Yeah, we definitely could have had a couple of playoff wins and state title on those. But talk about who has made the biggest impact on your career. And yeah, that's really it. I wanted to know whether that's your father or the coaches that you've endured during your time.
Biggest impact, that's a little tough. I would say definitely my parents. They always believed in me. They always told me to keep on going no matter what, and that they would support me no matter where I went. So they said, they always told me if I wanted to walk on somewhere, they'll get the money together to help me do that. I ended up getting scholarships, so I didn't need that, but that always meant a lot to me. They put themselves out there, saying hey, we'll help you out no matter what. So you can always count on us, and that meant a lot to me. And they just always came to all my games, no matter where I was at. They went to Florida, they went to New Hampshire, and Connecticut, wherever I was at, they would be there. So definitely they were always there for me.
You're probably one of the most diverse college athletes I've ever seen. I mean, you had it in Texas. I mean, you had it in Miami. Then you had it up in my neck of the woods at Franklin Pierce, the best region in the country. When you played at Franklin Pierce, I know you were on the NE10 network. You competed against schools like Assumption, other schools, Stonehill, all these schools, Stonehill now Division I, obviously. What was that Franklin Pierce experience like for you?
Really, that experience is good. I got to join a new program, and they leaned on me pretty heavily when it came to the run game because we were a new school. I think I got there. It was going to be their second year. Then COVID hit, so it's still our second year. And I was able to, I gained All-American honors. We didn't have the best season, but we definitely made an impact on our league and allowed for us to get better recruits. So that meant a lot, to help build a program like that in New Hampshire, kind of in the middle of nowhere. But I have a lot of respect for that school. They gave me a scholarship opportunity when not a lot of schools would. It was really tough going around there. It's right before COVID, so yeah, I was really fortunate and blessed to go to that school, and I have so much respect for them, and I a lot of people there. I still got a good relationship with. So yeah, I enjoy the New England area a lot. Basically, what I'm trying to say.
That's awesome.
Going from college to the IFL, now professional league, how you see yourself contributing there, and let alone where you see yourself taking yourself in this journey?
I see myself contributing right away. I'm gonna try to get out there. I've been working really hard, working out with trainers, in the weight room and stuff like that. I've been talking with the coaches. I just want to make sure I get into my playbook so I can like understand the game a little better. I know it's a lot of different new rules that I'm not used to. It's indoor football. You can like run up to the line, stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to like study as much as I can. I've been watching a lot of film, and so I make an impact immediately. I don't want to have to sit out too long. I want to be on the field and like getting film and everything. Just like trying to make us win a championship. You know what I mean? Because I know that's gonna help the team and help us in the long run.
Talk about the hecticness of leaving college and the journey of having to find agents and do those such things. Tell us a little bit about that.
That was it was different for me. I was one of the first guys. We had a guy sign indoor before me, but I was one of the first guys to graduate and like seek a professional opportunity. So I went out there not really knowing much. I had to talk to a couple people, and getting an agent was probably the toughest part because I talked to a lot of agents. They wouldn't even hit my line back. So I ended up getting my agent with pro level agents, and Buddy, that's my boy. He got me a couple opportunities so far, and I appreciate that. Didn't get a pro day immediately. My school's small school, so that was the tough part too. Ended up going to University of Houston. Had a good showing there, and then so like that all that stuff was hectic. Took a lot of work and effort, but in the end, got it done. I'm going to be playing for the Green Bay Blizzard, so I mean it was worth it in the long run.
Kind of going back to your junior college experience, you're a JUCO product, proud and raised. You went to AHS Miami, down in Miami, Florida. I hear that Miami JUCOs are real tough, the way they run their stuff down there. How tough was it on you mentally and physically?
Oh, it was pretty tough. We had tough coaches in Texas, but the way they talked to the kids in Florida was a little bit different. They got after us definitely a lot. They made sure they got the most out of us, and it took a little getting used to, like the way they would communicate with the players. But eventually, I started to realize some people only respond to that type of communication, coach to player. So, and then like I got used to that, and then when I went to New England, it was kind of different to see the coaches not talking to us like that. So I mean, it was tough to really adjust back to New England. So I mean, I like the way they coach in Florida. I'll be honest, it was pretty effective. So yeah, I enjoyed that. Didn't really, yeah.
Well, would you say the JUCO route is a bit different from being at Franklin Pierre or at least Central Arkansas also?
JUCO route is definitely different. A lot of people, they understand and they've seen like Last Chance U and stuff like that, but that's really glorified. A lot of that stuff, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna have times where you're gonna be like, man, I'm done. I'm going home, and you're gonna you gotta want it. That's all it is. If you don't want it, JUCO is not gonna be for you. It's not gonna be something that you're gonna enjoy. You're not gonna get the 5-star treatment. You know what I mean? Like the nice cafeterias, nice dorm rooms, all that stuff like that. It's gonna be a grind. But if you want to play ball, that's where you got to be.
You teaching at a school now, right? You probably see kids on a daily basis, and I feel like kids are not as disciplined as they used to be back in your day. How do you kind of try to instill your discipline in your students?
I really just make sure they know they got to handle their business. I give them a lot of life lessons. I tell them like life's not always going to be like so clear cut. You know what I mean? So I'll tell them straight up. I'll tell them about college because the school I teach at. So I'm really big on trying to get kids into college, and I let them know like the ins and outs, like what they should and shouldn't do. Now I'm saying like as in I give them suggestions because like I didn't have somebody like that. I had my parents. That was about it. I didn't have like somebody somewhat close to my age because I teach freshmen and sophomores. I'm in my early 20s, so I was like, I can give you all the information I know. You can do what you want, but I try to instill discipline by like just making sure they handle what they got to handle. Make sure they have the right behavior in the hallways, even though that's not part of my job. I just try to make sure they're like doing the best they could be and like turn into great young men and young women. So I feel like that's my obligation.
And Talk about your degree in college. Where do you see that helping you outside of football? I'm not sure. You can tell us a little bit inside of what your degree is and what you graduated with.
So I got my degree in political science. I've always been really big in like politics and like history and stuff like that. And so what I was gonna do with that, I was gonna get into politics, but I kind of had like a change at heart, and I kind of wanted to use that, and I might go work on my master's or work on my teaching certificate. So maybe I can start teaching or like just work with something in history, because I've always been interested in that stuff. Nothing else in college really interested me, so that's just the ride. So that's really all it was.
Definitely a straight route, and I'm glad you changed your mind, because I think teaching is a really rewarding profession. You know, you get to watch kids grow and succeed through the highs and lows. My next question for you is, you go into the season with Green Bay, 50-yard field, different game. But I honestly think the indoor game is suited for you. It's built for a player like you. You've been active in the receiving game in college, and you're one of those guys, you get your first burst of speed. Where did you get that speed from, and how important have you been improving yourself since last time you hit the field?
So I can really get the speed from, I ran track back in the day. Devion probably knows about this. We ran for Texas Storm. Those were good memories back then. I never really, my parents, they met actually on the track. So, I mean, that's a story I like to tell people. They met at track meet when they were kids. So, yeah, my family's a big track family. I'm not going to say I'm the fastest in my family, but I don't think any of them will see me in the 100. But adapting that to the indoor game, I'm going to try to get faster. I've been working a lot of band work and just plyometrics and stuff like that. So trying to adjust the indoor field, the 50-yard field. It's going to be a little different. I know it's a lot thinner, but I've been practicing stuff with my trainer. He knows I'm going indoors, so he's been like trying to help me adjust to that too. Gotta get used to the footwork and the what's that called? The turf. It's gonna be a little different. Gotta get used to that too. But it shouldn't be that hard of a transition because I'm practicing. But I should be ready.
Talk about how much track has helped us, and we don't even know it. But yeah, I see you doing good things at Green Bay Blizzards. I think you'll be a good addition to their team. Let's see if I had another. I don't think I had another question right now, Chris.
Definitely. Well, EJ, I really appreciate your time, taking time out of your day to join us. Learned a lot about your story. I guess my final question is, growing up in Pearland, it's kind of a small community, but then you went to Franklin Pierce, and it's a bigger community, and you went to Miami, and it's a medium size. You've been everywhere, and you've experienced multiple different things. When you take all these experiences, what's one biggest motto that inspires you every day when you wake up?
The biggest motto is definitely never give up. If you give up, you never get to the. So if I would have gave up back when I was in Central Arkansas, I would have never got to ASA. Met my friends I made, had the impact I had in that school, then had the impact I had on Franklin Pierce. So just like staying after your goals and just getting after it every day, and like never ever giving up, because if you give up, you'll never reach your goals. It's like almost impossible.